channel. My name is Carolyn and this is my Flosstube channel, Carolyn Stitches, a channel about cross stitch, the projects I'm working on, some stash acquisitions, and any other crafts I may do. Today is November 24th, 2022. It's Thursday. It's Thanksgiving in the US. Happy Thanksgiving to those who are celebrating. I'd like to say welcome to all my new subscribers and welcome back to my subscribers. Thank you for coming back and joining me. So today, being Thanksgiving in the US, has been a quiet day for my husband and I. If you followed my channel at all, you know my parents moved to Tennessee last month, and my brother and my sister-in-law and my nieces all live up there now too, so they're all up in Tennessee having a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hi everyone, I know you're watching. And it's just my husband and I down here, which is fine. We went out today and went out to dinner and went down to the casino and played a little bit. He's now watching the Cowboys game, cheering for his team, who hopefully will beat the Giants. And I have spent the day stitching. So I figured I just got a stitching project done, and I'm supposed to go down to the cupboard tomorrow on Friday, the 25th, to meet some friends and do some stitching. And I have finishes I did that I like to drop off for finishing, but I wanted to share them with you first before I dropped them off. So I've been very busy the past couple weeks. You may have heard we had another hurricane here in Florida. It wasn't anything big for us. It stayed to the north of us, which we were lucky. So we were lucky this year between the two hurricanes. Both stayed to the north and didn't impact us at all. No damage or anything. My retreat I was supposed to go to was Veterans Day weekend, and they postponed that to the following weekend, which would have been last weekend, which I couldn't do because I had all these appointments that I made with the intention that I was going to be at retreat Veterans Day weekend. So it ended up being beautiful here the Friday and Saturday after the hurricane, but it was rainy and stormy on Thursday, and I guess out of an abundance of caution, the people who were traveling in on Thursday, they just postponed it to the following weekend, and unfortunately that didn't work out for my schedule. But what I did instead was I went to the cross stitch cupboard Veterans Day weekend since I had the day off, and I made my own retreat. I spent 2 days in a row at the cupboard, stitching with my friend Alicia from the Fanciful Flamingo, and then EJ from Sunshine Stitchers showed up, and I was helping EJ with learning to do counted canvas work. So part of the plan is tomorrow and Friday is to meet up with EJ again at the cupboard and continue her counted canvas lesson. She's doing a great job so far. So anything else? Nothing else. Just a lot of stitching has been done. Let's see here. Hurricane, no retreat, made my own retreat, stitching, lots of stitching. So I have new starts that are finishes in whips. I have some good haul. The cupboard had a porch sale. I call it the cupboard. My local needlework shop, the Cross Stitch Cupboard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, had a porch sale last Saturday that I went to, and I found some good buys that I'm kind of excited about. They're projects that I'd stitch, and I just got a really good deal on them, so I got them. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with my whips that I worked on, and then go into my new starts that are finishes, because my new starts that are finishes, some of them I'm going to drop off at the cupboard tomorrow for finishing. And then I have acquisition and some plans. So this was a last minute thing. I was stitching. I had yesterday off from work, which was a surprise day off. The state offices in Florida were closed for the day as a surprise from the governor. So we had no work yesterday. I spent all day yesterday stitching my little heart out. And I woke up today, and since we didn't have to go anywhere for Thanksgiving, and we didn't have to do any cooking, or I didn't have to do any cooking for Thanksgiving or anything, I had a beautiful morning of stitching. We went to dinner, come home, finished my stitching, finished my project, and I figured, let's get this video done. So I'm not uploading it tonight, Thursday. I'll probably upload this Friday when I get home from the cupboard. So you'll probably be seeing this Friday night, Saturday morning. Okay. Whips. The whips that I worked on, I finished this. I didn't finish it, but I worked on it after the last video. It's Birds of a Feather, Remember Me. This is an old one. I think you can still find it on the secondary market, or you can find it out there. So Birds of a Feather, Remember Me. I was working on this at the Brick City retreat. And that's another retreat I'm hoping to go back to for their February one. They posted the dates, and I'm waiting to do sign up. Got it marked on my calendar. So this is stitched on a 28 count Lugana with called for DMC. It's a mystery fabric. I think I want to say it might have been like a Be Stitch Me Friday Night Fight Club. So this is where I am on it. I finished the coffin. I finished filling in the coffin. So I just need to come up and do the words, this verse, and the witch at the top. So this is getting set aside for now because Halloween stitching is over. But I'm happy to have all that done. The next, you know, challenging part on that will be to get that witch filled in. She's pretty solid, but once I get her, it's easy breezy to go because it's just words. So that was my first whip I worked on. Sorry for zippers. I gotta keep my mess. My area here is a mess. I did like a quick clean in order to do the video, but my room is a hot mess. So the next whip I worked on this, let me see, when did I start this? I know I have a card in here somewhere. Well, I guess I didn't write a card. I think I started on this last Christmas, and it's Hungarian Folk Art number 3. It's on 28 count Lugana, opalescent white. It's Hungarian Folk Art number 3 by Glendon Place. And this sample here is hanging at Brick City Cross Stitch in Ocala, Florida, this sample. And when I saw it up there, I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, and I had to get it. So it's Hungarian Folk Art number 3. I pulled that out and worked on it, and I made a lot of progress on it. And I'm stitching it with the called for Sulky 12 weight cotton petite. I got the you know, all the flosses for that. I think I got these from Glendon Place's website. So this is all 12 weight Sulky cotton petite, and you just take it off the spool as it is, and you use one strand as it comes off the spool. And I recommend just use a short length, like an 18-inch length is what I use, because as it kind of well, maybe it's just mine because I'm stitching on opalescent, but it does really start fraying the end of the floss as you work on it. So I gotta put everything back or I'm gonna lose it. And it also comes with, it has beads, so it has a lot of beads. And I got the bead pack from Glendon Place. So this one, sorry, it's in plastic because it's white and I'm keeping it safe. So I worked quite a bit on this one. I hadn't worked on it in over a year. And when I last worked on it, I had this area here done, these sprays, and part of this green. So when I picked it back up this time, I did all of the top here and these 2 flowers. So I did all of this here at the top, and I did these 2 flowers. So there's a lot of open spaces at the top that's going to be filled in with a lot of beads, and now I need to come in and work on the bottom. So that is Hungarian Folk Art number 3 by Glendon Place on 28 count Lugana opalescent white. So I don't think you can see, yeah, see these fabrics sparkly. Well, if you may have noticed, I got my hairs cut. I cut a lot of my hairs, so I got tired of that hair, and I went to my stylist, and I said, cut it all off, and she did, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh, and I got new glasses too. Not really coming up on the screen too much, but they are super bright blue, which I'm loving. Okay. And my third whip, this one, I work on this one when I go down to, usually only when I'm at the cross stitch cupboard, and I worked on it on one of my visits here at the cupboard. So it is the Stitching Parlor, a ball at Netherfield. So it's the Stitching Parlor, a ball at Netherfield. And I'm leaving out the alphabet under the house. But I may change that because my plan for this is I'm calling this my Bridgerton piece. And I'm going to change the skin tones here to make it the Duke and Daphne and Anthony and Kate. And I'm calling it my Bridgerton piece. And under here where there's the alphabet, I think I was talking with the cupboard. I think with EJ and Altamise and Alicia. And I think I'm going to put Bridgerton under here. So this is kind of like my Bridgerton piece. And I do predominantly only work on this when I'm at the cupboard. And I'm stitching it on a piece of, I don't have the paper in here. Oh, I do have the paper. Sorry, 1 minute, it's all down in the thing. I don't have like a proper card made up for this one. I don't know why. I should have like a project card. I make project cards that I put the name of the project and the pattern and the date I started. I usually keep all that. This is on 28 count Lugana called Baby Lotion. Pick the fabric up at the cupboard. So this is where I am on this. Get a board. I recently, when I was at the cupboard, I did the flowers here at the top and I finished this tree. And then I did some back stitching in the house. So I just need to come over here, finish the border going down this way. This tree repeats over here. I think put another couple trees and a deer, bring this down, and then I can start the people at the bottom. I do have my initials stitched in here, but I can't see them. I think I'm going to take it out. Also, I'm not using the called for floss. It calls for crescent colors. I converted it all to Victorian Motto sampler floss. So I did a Victorian Motto sampler floss conversion for this. So that is my Stitching Parlor, a ball at Netherfield, which is going to be my Bridgerton project. I think if I mentioned in a prior video, I did manage to get my husband to watch both seasons of Bridgerton. And contrary to what he may say, he got into it. So he was all about, oh, these two aren't, they're gonna break up, they're gonna get married, oh, they're gonna hook up, oh, they're not gonna hook up, what's happening? So he was into it. He won't admit it, but he was into it. Okay, so I have 3 new starts that were finishes. The first one is a pattern by Finally a Farm Girl, Chrissy, Finally a Farm Girl. When I was at the Brick City Retreat at the end of October, she had just, her model stitcher had just finished this and brought this in for Chrissy, and I got a sneak peek at it, and then the pattern got released like the next day. And it is, oh goodness, it's Matilda. It's part of her Matilda series. So it's Matilda Mouse, Santa Matilda. Sorry, Chrissy, I'll have to look it up. But isn't Matilda the cutest thing ever? Look at Matilda. I stitched this on a piece of opalescent gingerbread. I think it's a linen 32 count, I believe. This was a piece of fabric that my friend in Colorado, she had started stitching a project on it and she didn't care for the fabric. So she gave me the fabric and I pulled out the stitching that she had started on, and it turned out it's perfect for Matilda Mouse. So this is Matilda. It's Chrissy, Finally a Farm Girl. Cute, cute, cute. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it yet, but I saw this and I just had to stitch it. It was adorable. Okay. And then the next start I did and finished, and this one's going to go to the cupboard tomorrow for finishing, is Merry Christmas by Blackbird Design. This is a pattern that was sent to me from Joanie at Joanie Loves Stitching. She had stitched it, and when she showed her finish, I was like, oh my God, Joanie, that is so beautiful, because the colors do not do it justice. This is looks very kind of muted and dull in the picture, but when it's stitched up, gorgeous. I did have to replace a few colors, not many. There's a couple colors that I did. I can't find my card on this one either. There's a couple colors. Oh, I did find my card here. Sorry. This one? found my card. Santa Matilda. Santa Matilda. Finally a farm girl. I think she has an Etsy shop you can get her patterns at too, or ask for her patterns at your LNS. So this, sorry, back to this. Merry Christmas, Blackbird Designs, Joanie Stitch It, beautiful. Joanie was so kind, she sent me the pattern, and I figured, let me get it stitched. And when I was up at the cupboard, I found a perfect piece of fabric, not the cupboard, I was up at Brick City, and I found a perfect piece of fabric in the remnant bin, and I substituted a couple colors that I couldn't get, and isn't that gorgeous? I stitched it on a piece of 30 count linen parchment by Weeks Dye Works, and once I started this, I just kept stitching because I loved the colors on it, and it was a very easy stitch. So I just love this. There's a couple little white things. They're not showing up too good, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. But it was a very fun stitch, and it looks, to me, it's just, look at that. Picture just doesn't do it justice. It's so much more pretty in person. So I stitched this up real quick, and now I contacted Joanie, and she was fine with me passing the pattern along. So this is going already, this is already spoken for and is being given to a friend, Alicia, Alicia the Fanciful Flamingo. I'm passing it on to her so she can stitch it. But that is gorgeous. So I'm going to drop this off tomorrow for finishing. I know it won't be done in time for Christmas, but that's fine. I just wanted to get it down there because I do love it. Okay. And then my last new start and finish. This was a new start I did when I attended StitchCon in this past year in June in 2022. I traveled with two of my friends, longtime friends, and then we met two lovely young ladies, joined us at our table. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Morgan. And they joined us at our table, and we have been kept in touch ever since StitchCon. We had such a blast. The young ladies were so much fun. They really adapted to our crazy sense of humor and our silliness that me and my friends partake of, and our goofiness, and they really embraced us, and they're so sweet. So we do a monthly Zoom call. We call it StitchCon table number 9 because that was our table, and we do a monthly Zoom call, and we all get on, whoever's available. Sometimes it's all 5 of us, and sometimes it's only 3 of us or 4 of us, but whoever's available, we get on this monthly Zoom call. We catch up, we chat, we share what we're stitching. So we had decided for our November call, we were going to start a tiny town because Caitlin stitched and finished the patriotic tiny town at StitchCon, and then I went shopping crazy and bought all the tiny towns, and I absolutely loved them. They're so adorable. I don't know if I would have bought them if I didn't see Caitlin's stitched. So we decided at the November call that we got together, we were all going to start tiny towns, and I was kind of prepared. I had my fabric. I hadn't pulled my floss yet. So while the call started, I was pulling my flosses while I was chatting with the ladies, and then I started it on the call, and that was this past Sunday. So it is Heart in Hand Christmas Tiny Town. Very cute. And I started stitching it on the call with them, and I think I had like a candy cane done and started the Christmas tree in the middle, and then I was having so much fun with it. I kept stitching, and I was kind of teasing that it was going to be Morgan who was going to finish it first, and she probably would have if I didn't get the bonus day off. So Morgan, you probably would have finished it before me if I didn't get the bonus day off from work yesterday, which I could spend all day stitching. But I just finished it before this recording my video here, and gave it a pressing. And this is Christmas Tiny Town by Heart in Hand, and it's stitched on 32 count linen Friendship Green by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. So I'm trying to get the color. Yeah, it's just different from the picture. I didn't want to go with like the neutral in the picture. I gave it a little more, which to me looked like a wintry night or something. So that is Christmas Tiny Town, and it is such a joy to stitch. I'm going to the reindeer in a stable. And you notice the one little house here has the stocking on the chimney and the little Christmas trees in the window. Enjoy. It is so cute. So this I'm going to take down to the cupboard tomorrow, and I want them to make a drum. I'm going to go buy Joanie fabrics in the morning, and I want to see if they have a nice piece of velvet or something for the top of the drum for finishing. This will be my first drum. I'm not doing it myself. I'm going to ask the cupboard. So it's going to be a small little drum. I'm going to ask the cupboard to finish it for me. And once again, I'm not expecting to get it done in time for Christmas. I just want to get it down there before it kind of gets lost in the shuffle of this crazy room. But I love it, and I'll have to talk to the ladies and talk about our next stitch along we may do. Which tiny town we may start next. Think about it, Caitlin and Morgan. Which one are we going to start next? Okay. That's my whips and my new starts and my finishes. I'm looking around. No fully finishing has occurred. I haven't had time. I have this super long weekend, and I'm going to do a lot of stitching. I think we're going to try to put Christmas lights out. Excuse me. I think we're going to try to put Christmas lights out tomorrow. We were supposed to do it yesterday, then we were supposed to kind of do it today. None of that happened. We're going to do it tomorrow and put out, I got to take down all of my Thanksgiving stitching, and I want to put up my Christmas stitching, and we are going to attempt to put a little Christmas tree up. It didn't do too good last year with Quill. I put up like a little 2-foot just bare branch tree that lit up with like Mill Hill ornaments on it. And when we were home, Quill, Tranquility, our black cat, he was fine with it. We left, went out to dinner, came home, Mill Hill ornaments all over the floor. So needless to say, no Christmas tree last year. This year, I'm going to try to put this like little 4-foot artificial tree I have on an end table, kind of in a corner, and just fill it up with floral picks. So if he does get into it, no harm. It's just floral picks. So hopefully he'll leave it alone, and I can have like a little bit of a Christmas tree in the house. If not, hey, makes it easy for me. I don't have to worry about putting up and taking down a tree. Okay, I'm going to show you haul. Oh, let's talk about plans, because not everyone likes haul. Plans. Plans. I know in the last video I showed this beautiful piece of linen I got. Oh, it's showing up so good here. This is 32 count linen woodland, and I think it's by Picture This Plus. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I mentioned I was going to do a Liz Matthews tree on it, and I don't think the pattern had arrived when I showed it. This is what I'm going to do on it, is this iced winter tree. And I think it will be absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? And I'm going to use 3865. So not bright white, a little more muted white. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? So that's one plan. I want to get started on that. And the rate I've been going, starting and finishing, hopefully this will be a quick stitch. So I want to get going on that. So I got to put everything up or it'll get lost. And I want to start, sorry for this crinkle. This is the 12 Days of Christmas by Annie B's Folk Art. It was a monthly ship through Crazy Annie Stitching. So each month is a stocking. I finally got this sorted out where they caught up and sent me the stockings and got me their auto ship thingy correct and all that. And I'm just waiting on number 12 to come in. I have like the trim to finish it, the beads, and I have this big piece of black 27 count black even weave. So I have to figure out how to place the ornaments on here. I don't really want to cut this into little pieces. I think I'd rather stitch them on one big one and then cut them apart later. So Number 12 is paid for, waiting for it to arrive. Hopefully next 2 weeks it'll come in. I think I want to start on this. My friend Melissa from Neely's Needle Nest, she was just posting on Instagram. She's like on her 3rd one already, and she said they stitch up super quick. So I think since Joann's is having a floss sale, I'm going to see what flosses I need for this and get the flosses tomorrow and start this. So I want to start that. Sorry for all the plastic. I want to start that. And I want to work on another Christmas whip here. And, you know, disclaimer, this is all subject to change. This is just what I'm feeling right now. I mean, this could, honestly, I could wake up tomorrow and something else could happen. So this is a whip last year. It's an out of print. I don't even think you can get these from 123 Stitch right now. They don't have them. Joe Snow by Lizzie Kate. It's the kit. It came with all the little things to add to Joe Snow. I want to get him back out and stitch on him. This is the linen it came with. It just says slate, exclusive Kate slate hand-dyed linen, so I don't even know what the linen is. But this is the linen it came with. Sorry, you can see through it. It's that kind of linen. I want to get back to this. He's not too much white to stitch. He's got the big sweater, but then he's got the white body. So I would like to get him stitched so I can get it finished, because I have his wifey, Sally Snow. I have her finished. So if I get both of them finished, that'll be nice. And then I can get them fully finished into stand-ups and then pull out another set of stand-ups by Lizzie Kate to work on. Haul. First haul I'm going to go over. So let me show you what I got at the cupboard. I've been kind of good lately. Of course, I do have a pattern waiting for me at the cupboard that I will share with you next time, because I saw it as a finish that came in and I was like, please me, I'll take it. I will buy it. Okay, I broke down and bought Woodland Wonder by Glendon Place. I saw this at StitchCon finished and it was just beautiful. So the fabric I picked for it is Purple Sunrise, a 28 count Lugana. I don't know if you can see that. It's got purples and oranges and stuff in it. It does look like, it looks like a sunrise. See if I can you see that? To me, yeah, it does look like a sunrise. I thought that would make a nice backdrop for the little deers. Try to get the shadows off of it. The little deers, you know, romping in the forest. I thought that would be nice. Give it kind of like one of those twilighty sunset nights. There we go. So I picked that up at the cupboard. And Glendon Place is having their big sale right now. Like 25% off patterns, embellishment packs, and all that. So I ordered the embellishment pack for it, which is 5 packs of beads and like 3 spools of Krynic. So I ordered the embellishment pack, which is on its way. So I have it, and it's all together, so I'm ready to start. I can start. Okay. Next thing, these are things that are sent down as a gift to me. So my parents, like I said, moved to Tennessee, and I hunted and said, oh, there's a cross stitch store nearby, not far from them, in Pigeon Forge, Dixie Darlings. Come to find out, Dixie Darlings will be closed by the end of this month. So my parents, lovely people that they are, drove down to Dixie Darlings and looked around, and I was on, they kept messaging me, well, what about this, or what about that? I'm like, I'm not really seeing anything that, you know, really strikes my fancy or anything. But lo and behold, I got a package in the mail from my mom. They had picked up a few things and sent it down to me. So I think she did pretty good in choosing items for me. So the first one she sent down is Foxwood Crossings It's Treat Me as Royalty. So it's Queen of Stitch a Lot, Treat Me as Royalty, and Queen of Quilt a Lot. I think I have this, which if I do, I'll do this as a giveaway, but I'm pretty sure I have that. So that just means my mom really knows what I like. The next thing she sent me was Cherrywood Design Studio Curly Q Witch on her Curly Q broom. It says a Curly Q Witch on her Curly Q broom takes off for the night on a Curly Q Zoom. Very cute. And she picked up a piece of 30 count Weeks Dye Works Tiger's Eye. Pretty. So good choice there, Mom. Good job. Oh, it's actually the called for fabric. So that's nice. That'll get stitched. Because it's yeah, it's not that big. It's a lot of letters, so it'll go fast. Alphabets go fast for me. So that was the second thing she sent me. And I'm keeping it together here. I got Ziploc bags. And then this one, she loved this. She thought of my husband. It's Designs by Alicia. This is an old pattern. Oh, 2012. Not that old. But it says, Men Who Like Cats Are Sexy. And she got a piece of lamb's wool for that. A little piece of lamb's wool to stitch that on. So that's nice. A lot of back stitching, but I'll stitch it up. Yes, men who like cats are sexy. Men who like any animals are sexy. I don't care. Cats, dogs, horses, goats. You don't know. You're good to a animal. You got my vote. And then she sent me 2 pieces of fabric that she picked up. One is a 36 count, so I think she's trusting in my eyes here, but I'll give it a try. Picture This Plus Mirage, 36 count. It's a nice little size. It's just a little piece. So 36 count Mirage, very pretty. I should hopefully be able to see that with good light. Because I think I told her if you're looking for fabrics, look for anything but like Picture This Plus or, you know, hand dyed fox and rabbit. I was telling her design, you know, dyer names. And then this other piece of fabric she got me is a piece of 28 count linen crystal dwarf. So crystal, it's a little sparkly. I stitched my dreidel. My ink circles dreidel on dwarf. So this is a piece of a crystal dwarf. And I do have a pattern in mind for this. I didn't bring it in here. I got the new Jan Hicks Creates, just did a pattern with a menorah. So I downloaded that one. I printed it out. That could be a next new start, but I think it might look good on this. So I have to sit now on the printer. I need to pull the floss for that. Maybe I'll get the floss for that tomorrow too, and maybe that might get started. Okay, so the last thing is Cross Stitch Cupboard had a porch sale last Saturday. Cleaning out the closets at the Cross Stitch Cupboard, cleaning out things, you know, getting rid of stuff. Making bargains for us stitchers. She had needlepoint canvases. She had some hand painted needlepoint canvases on sale, but she had those like printed needlepoint canvases, a whole bunch of them she had on sale. Like if you're into that, she had great prices. She had a lot of cross stitch kits, patterns, magazines, old magazines for like a bargain. Finished stitching that was like stitch models where the patterns are out of print. So she was selling the stitch models, and then some beautiful like linen, tablecloth linens that are like old Florida linens. And it was funny, I was sitting there with Mary, who works at the Cross Stitch Cupboard. Hi, Mary. And we were looking at, they had like a map of Florida, and these are old things from, I don't know, 30s, 40s, 50s, I don't know, they're old. They have a map of Florida and have the states. Well, it's just hilarious because the states were not in the proper place. Like, they'd have like Fort Pierce, and then Palm Beach, and like Vero Beach under Palm Beach. And Vero Beach is like north of Fort Pierce. It was just funny how they had this, how they had the cities laid out. Totally incorrect. But it's funny. So I picked up a bunch of kits. She had some kits. I guess she acquired the stash of a stitcher. I want to say maybe the stitcher passed away, and she had stashed that her family, I guess, gave to the cupboard. And there were kits. And these were marked down to like $5. And you won't believe it. Some of them, they're fully kitted. Like pretty much fabric, floss, pattern. Some of them are started. I don't care. Some of them aren't. I don't care. So this first one, I bought it because I loved it. It is Kitty Cat's original, and it is Merlin Max. It's this little cat looking so cute. And it has the buttons for the pattern. It has the floss with beads and Krynic, and the fabric, which is a piece of Moonglow Lugana, 28 count Moonglow Lugana. So it's all kitted. I got this one home. This one was missing the pattern. And I figured, well, if I never find the pattern, no big deal. I got floss, I got fabric, $5, can't beat it. However, I went on the hunt and I did find the pattern. I found the pattern at Thistle Needleworks in the Northeast. I want to say in, yeah, the Northeast. On their website, and they kind of had a hunt for it. They have like lists, like a spreadsheet of older books and patterns. Some of them are out of print, and you scroll through it and you find one you want. You just contact the store and you order it. So they had it, and it was like $8, and it comes with the buttons. So I'll have 2 sets of the buttons, which is no big deal. I can always, you know, pass the pattern along when I'm done with it, or I'll stitch another one for, you know, maybe the shelter or something. So that was the first one. The second one I picked up, and these are like $5. Amy Brucken Designs Kitty for Sale. And yeah, the pattern is like the lady highlighted it on the back. No big deal. It's a usable pattern. You know, she just marked off what she stitched. So Amy Brucken Kitty for Sale. And this one had special buttons and a little thing of floss, Gentle Art floss, and the buttons for it. And it had a piece of Weeks Dye Works 28 count gingham, called for fabric, 28 count gingham, with a little stitching started. So it's got the fabric for it, for the project. Stitching started. I looked at her stitches. Very nice stitches. See how it goes. I gotta put it in relation to the thing. Yeah, very nice stitching. Good stitching. It's all right, I can see close. I have progressives, but I have to take them off to see really close up. Stitching's beautiful on the back. So good stitching. You know, even if I didn't like the stitching, there's not that much. I can pull it out. So that's the first one. That's another one I got. $5. Can't beat it. And I would stitch that pattern anyway. I love the pattern. Okay. Another one I got is Reindeer ABCs. Let's see here. Yeah, Reindeer ABCs. A little pattern. And the fabric with the tiniest of starts, which could easily just be taken out, started over. And the nice thing is, fabric don't smell. Like, she wasn't a, doesn't seem like she wasn't a smoker. It was kept well kept. Nothing smells. Flosses, got all the flosses for it. I haven't checked if it's fully kitted up, but hey, there's like Gentle Arts in here. DMC, $5. Could couldn't get the pattern for, you couldn't pick that up for $5. Okay, next one is By the Bay Needleart Spooky Hill. Sorry for the crinkles, I'm just keeping everything together. This one didn't have fabric. It has DMC in the pattern, but no fabric, and that's the pattern, Spooky Hill. I gotta get everything back in. Okay, I'm gonna save that one. Save this next one for last. Sorry to keep looking away from you. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Okay, let's go with this one next. This one, oh my gosh, it has the belle soie. And I checked it to the pattern. It has all the belle soie. So, belle soie has all the belle soie silks. $5. And it is Blue Ribbon Designs, An Expression of Gratitude. Very nice Thanksgiving-y fall pattern. And it has a piece of linen. I have no idea, but that's the start. That's her start. This will start. So I'll finish it. Finish it. Why not? Like I said, she has nice stitching, nice stitches. I will finish that for her. Okay, so these next 3 are just, I just love these. Love these, love these, love these, love these. Look at this. Look at this pattern. Prairie Moon, Meowloween, and look at this. All the buttons. All the buttons. Isn't that adorable? All the Flosses, Weeks, Gentle Arts. And it's probably, it called for fabric too. It called for 30 count colonial pumpkin. I'm going to say this is probably 30 count colonial pumpkin. There you go. She started it. See? She got to start. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All kitted for me. Okay. Say that one for last. Okay, this one, I love the pattern. Don't like the fabric it's on. I'll use the fabric for something else. Sorry for all the plastic. But it has the floss. And the pattern is Walda Champs, My Tropical Quaker. Love that. Love the colors on that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now she stitched it on this piece of even weave. That's all the start. That's the fabric. I don't know if it goes this way. I don't know. But I'm not stitching it on this. I don't care for the fabric for this pattern. Now I like the fabric. I'll use the fabric for something else. $5. I will use the fabric for something else. So that fabric will not be wasted. And I got this awesome pattern. Love this. I love a Quaker and I just love the colors. Tropical Quaker. And then now I got one more. Last one. Promise. Now where are we at in time? 43? Feeling good. Okay. Last one. This one's like, I think I'm missing one floss color for this one. This one has all of the Crescent Colorworks, all the flosses, some of them not even like used yet. Look at these, not even used yet. All the Crescent colors. Missing one color. I got to go through it again, but I know I'm missing one color. Yes, she marked up, highlighted all over the pattern. Don't care about that. No biggie. It is Plum Street Samplers Olga. Olga, the cat. Odds are I'm going to say it's probably on called for fabric, but I don't know. Figure it out as I start stitching it. You ready for this? Look at that. Look at that. It's like almost finished. Almost finished. The alphabet is done. I got to go put like little star things up amongst the alphabet. Finish stitching the cat. Finish the flower. Put a pumpkin in near the cat's mouth. It's almost done. I couldn't resist. I'll finish that one. Love that one. So that's the last one. That's my haul. It's my new starts, my finishes, my whips. And that's all. Flosstube. I've been watching some Flosstube. I can't for the life of me remember who I've been watching. I'm terrible about that. I watch it, and I can't remember the names because there's just so many nowadays. It comes on, I watch it, and then, yeah, I need to do better about writing that down of who I'm watching. I mean, I have my regulars I watch all the time. I watch Sunshine Stitchers every week. I watch Fancy Flamingo when she puts hers out. I'm waiting for Vicky the Virginia Stitcher to put another one out. The Stitching Faye, I watch her. And I got various Florida friends who have Flosstubes that when they put theirs out, I'll watch theirs. So I got to get better at watching my Flosstubes. Oh, I want to share this because this is for Maggie over at Kitschy Whips. This was her idea. And I loved it. And I'm keeping up on it. I actually just emptied my Ort jar before the video. So Maggie at Kitschy Whips gave the idea of taking a shadow box from Michael's and putting your Orts in it. So there's mine. And I just emptied my Ort jar from all my stitching. Even it out. I just emptied my Ort jar from all my stitching and it like filled up a whole layer here. So that is from Maggie from Kitschy Whips. That's her idea. And I loved it. And I'm filling up my Ort thing. I want to see how full I can get that. Okay. Well, I'm going to call it a night. It is, I have no idea, probably almost 8 o'clock. I'm really hoping the Cowboys won for my husband's sake. And I am going to clean up this mess, get things ready to take to the cupboard tomorrow, and start stitching on something else tonight. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Please like and subscribe, leave any comments below. And I am so close to 1,000 subscribers. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I have a wonderful giveaway planned with lots of patterns and some fabric. So I'm going to do a giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So until then, I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday weekend, and I will be back in, oh, I'm going to do Jingle Ball. Have you heard of the Jingle Ball? Go to, I think it's the Jingle Ball or jingleball.net. It is it next weekend, December 2nd and 3rd? I signed up for a pin class, decorative pin class with heartstring samplery, maybe? I don't know. So I'm doing the decorative pin class on Saturday. So I got my little kit in to do the decorative pin class. And I'll log in sometime Friday night and hopefully meet some of the designers, join a stitching group, do a little online shopping, and then hopefully Saturday I'll log back in and continue. So until then, have a wonderful holiday. Enjoy your holiday season. Be safe, everybody, and I will see you again in December. Bye.